Good evening and welcome to Dad Bod's Crab Cakes and Sports. Here, Jason here with Mike and John on a Wednesday evening. Thank you, everyone, joining us here live, or if you're listening to us on your ride in. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Mike, what's new? What's going on? As we lost
Hey,
John, John is now gone.
John, John was eating a big old like sandwich that he got from Jersey Mike's. He was telling me about,
All right.
but like, there's nothing more appetizing than watching him like lean into the camera and just take a big old bite of it. You know what I'm saying? But there he is wiping his mouth now. It's sexy, basically. No, I'm good, Jay. We had our first scrimmage today, so I was rushing home to grab Josh from soccer real quick and get in and on board. So good day. I love getting the chance after playing yourself for like 8 days to go play somebody else finally. So it was fun.
And nobody knows what it's like to play with himself like you, Mike. I mean,
I
play himself like
play
you,
your
Mike. I
own
am
team.
so
Yeah,
sorry. I
yeah.
slipped there. My bad. But anyway, we digress. Mike, how did the game go?
We actually, it's funny. We played a school down from Anne Arundel County where one of my former players is the head coach, which was kind of cool. You probably remember the Rankins. One of the daughters there is a coach, and so it was good. A good matchup. They were super physical, so a matchup right out of the gate. We won two to one. So it was good overall. Saw some things we need to work on as a team. Got to see some things we did well, and that's what you're looking for out of a scrimmage anyway. Bunch of different lineups, moving things around. So it was good.
Well, nothing makes you feel older than like playing people that you coached or running into them. Now they have children of their own. It's when you realize that you're really really old. John, you're not
Exactly.
quite that old yet. Um,
Not quite.
are you able to talk, or do we have to wait till you're done eating? Like,
No,
what can
I'm
we do
good.
for you?
No, I'm
Sorry to
good.
interrupt.
I've been busy literally all day. Like I went to get something to eat for lunch and somebody came in and I spent 3 hours with them. Sold them a car.
Fabulous.
Then then somebody else came in and they're hopefully coming back tomorrow to buy a car. So sometimes I don't get to eat until 8 o'clock at night. So
Oof. Ouch.
we'll see.
Yes, that doesn't do it for that helps you keep that dad bod. Well done, John. Well done.
Yes, very
Appreciate it.
much.
Excellent. All right. Well, not a whole lot here to report. Just normal Wednesday, went to the playground with the children. Yeah, that's about it. Not a whole lot. Was doing homework. That's why we got started a little late tonight.
Oh, that's
All
right. You
right.
guys are back in school.
Yes, we are in week 2. Week
Oh
2
my gosh.
or
What's the
3?
playground like these days, Jason? It's been a minute since we've been at we used to know every playground I feel like in the Baltimore metropolitan area, but we haven't been there very much recently. What's the new upgrades in the old playground these days?
I mean, they're not that impressive here, to be honest with you. The only difference is like a lot of them are covered with those giant, like shaded, like 100-foot, I don't know, like umbrella
Sales.
looking things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they have like the mulch is rubber, which is good because otherwise there'd be lots of snakes who love mulch. And we have all kinds of snakes here that'll kill you instantly. So we don't have those. When I was in Maryland, though, we did go to Annie's playground, and I took Cole there. That never fails. Like that's always a good one. But yeah, that's probably one of the better ones that I've seen. Nothing really impressive here. Just different like climbing apparatuses here, which he loves. So that's pretty good.
Well,
Keeps him kind of busy.
Annie's playground, Jason, we've both been to that one. They had that giant like climbing thing. It's kind of like one of those like mazes to get up in there with all these different platforms. But like as a parent, I was always scared because you couldn't see your kids. Like they would go up in the thing and you'd be waiting on the other side. And you'd be like, it's been like 15 minutes. Are they going to come out? And you can't see on the other side of it. So you're just like, well, hopefully they'll get spit out of one of these twisty slides at some point today, or maybe I need to call somebody.
Yeah, I always just watch the bottom just to see if they like come falling all the way down through the nets. Like, cause like there's these little rope things. You're like, oh, and they gotta like they hit like each one if they were to fall. But I haven't seen any kids fall yet, so that's not. I'm impressed. Impressed. Well, one thing before we get started, I wanted to touch on briefly, and it's like if you don't know me, I don't talk like my political beliefs, everyone's political beliefs and stuff like that. I don't really like to air all of that. I find that it ruins friendships. But I did, and this isn't necessarily political, but it's social media related, and social media drives me crazy. But obviously, John brought to our attention that Lamar Jackson retweeted a post on the Twitter or the X. He twatted. Is that what he did? He twatted.
Jason, you're
Lamar,
just hitting home runs with all this stuff tonight, man.
correct. So Lamar twatted, and he retwatted. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna stop saying it. Charlie Kirk, who, if everybody know, is a known content creator, very on the conservative side, conservative Republican. Doesn't really matter. But I believe the quote that Lamar retweeted was something along the lines, hold on, let me make sure. It's all about Jesus. Okay. So he retweets this, and apparently everyone is all up in arms. And they're all going nuts but even though Lamar is an avid Christian, he has mentioned many, many times he's an avid Christian, his twatter is filled with all kinds of Christian quotes. So, but because it was Charlie Kirk, who happens to be a conservative, everyone is up in arms about this whole situation. And the only thing I really wanted to go over with all of this is that it just drives me nuts. If Ravens fans are upset, non-Ravens fans are upset, mind your own damn business. This was his own personal account. He didn't get t-shirts printed up that he's going to wear during pregame warmups, rubbing it in everyone's faces and trying to like force people to do a certain thing. He put a quote. Everyone's upset because of who the quote came from. If Lamar would have said, I'm an atheist, or if Lamar would have said, praise Allah, none of that matters. It doesn't matter what I think. I don't agree or disagree with what he said. I happen to be a Christian. That's great. But if I wasn't, it doesn't really matter. And this social media thing gets so blown out of proportion because of something that guy wrote. Again, Mike, I don't know if you know where I'm going with this, but I'm about to pull what little hair I have left out of my head.
Yeah, I'm with you, Jason. I just, if you won't say something to someone in person, like if you were talking to Lamar, if you're not going to say something that you would say to him in a conversation, then leave it off of social media. So like if you were going to question his belief, that's not something you're going to do probably in person, first of all. Number two, you're allowed to believe what you want to. The last time I checked, it's the United States of America. So if you believe in Jesus, good for you. And you know what? If you don't believe in Jesus, he was still a pretty awesome guy. So I think it's okay. And then third, what does who tweet it? Like I've retweeted, or I don't know what tweeting is. I've used social media and Facebook to like posts that were things that were Christian from people I don't know sometimes. So sometimes it's just you're making connections that aren't existent. He might not even know who Charlie Kirk is, or I don't know who he is, honestly. So I would have never even made that connection. But
so
I will now
I'll
go read the comments.
I am really glad you said that, because the situation with it is that so Charlie Kirk is known as this hardcore Christian / Republican, and he's against abortion, blah 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 blah. But I'm glad you said part of what you said, because just because you're a Republican or you're a Democrat doesn't mean that you agree with every single part of what they're trying to put out. I'm a Republican. I don't believe in I'm okay with abortion in certain instances. Like I really am. Like it's, and I know I'm not trying to, again, get political with everyone, but that doesn't, just because the Republicans say, like, it doesn't mean because I'm a Republican that I all of a sudden believe that abortion is the worst thing ever. It doesn't. You're allowed to pick and choose some things. That right was given to us when people died for our country. It's not black and white. And that's what's frustrating to all of this, because it's like, I mean, we don't know what Lamar thinks. Lamar's actually been quite quiet about it, but we know what the Ravens think. The Ravens are very, like, from the top up, a Christian organization. And that's from Harbaugh to DeCosta to the rest of them. And that's okay. And if they weren't, that's okay too. So, John, I'll give you a second to chime in there. I know that Mike and I have kind of gone off on this. Well, mainly me.
To me, it's just dumb because, like, I agree with Mike. He may not know who Charlie Kirk is, but one of his friends may have sent it to him, and then he may have just retweeted it. You know, I mean, I listened to Charlie Kirk when he was talking about it, and he goes, "This stuff is ridiculous." He was like, "Lamar Jackson is the best football player and one of arguably the best athletes on the planet." And he didn't retweet KKK stuff. He retweeted a very, very simple thing that I would think a vast majority of people would agree with. But because of who it came from, you know, that's where he gets the backlash from, you know, and I don't think Lamar's doing it to stir up trouble. It's what he does. And I think didn't he say something about Trump not too long ago, or another conservative thing or something. And there was something else on Twitter that he retweeted something, and then, you know, they blow it all up out of proportion. And within 2 weeks, everybody forgets about it.
You know, I mean, it's not unusual for someone that's signed a contract of $250 million to then fall on the Republican side of things. You know, even though they might be an African-American athlete, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, but we don't know. I don't know where Lamar sits politically, and I don't care. So that's all I'm saying. Everyone take a step back. Like, stop being a bunch of keyboard cowboys, because you guys are a bunch of losers. Okay, that's all I got to say about all of that nonsense.
Except if you're listening to the show, you guys are winners. We love you.
Yes,
great
but
job.
don't be keyboard cowboys. Be
That's
dumb.
right. Live
All
in the
right.
gray area, baby. Live in the gray.
All right. Well, look, now that I'm all fired up, we can just talk about more bad news. So, Orioles related, Felix Bautista, he just got out of surgery today. And it's what we were talking about. John said, should we find another closer? And I said, it's way too early. And then I had mentioned that, what if it's a labrum? What if it's, I didn't mention rotator cuff. I think Mike did, but it's both. So that's a 12-month recovery. And I would halt the brakes, because, I mean, some guys never come back from that, Mike. They never reach the that strength. I have a torn labrum that it wasn't worth getting fixed, right? Holy crap, nothing comes off. Like, when you all the power is gone. So, but now obviously he's going to have top-notch, the best trainers in the world working with him. But to me, it doesn't get much worse than that news.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. I think I've torn my labrum also. I didn't have surgery either, but you lose all of that flexibility and a little bit of that power. And I'm not a major league pitcher throwing the ball at 99 to 102 miles an hour. So think about the amount of torque and amount of just wear and tear that puts on that rotator cuff. And now you're going to ask him to slowly, obviously, have surgery, and then slowly get back to normal rehab, probably back to lifting his arm above his shoulder, back to doing just normal everyday life activities first, and then eventually down the road, maybe trying to throw a baseball and get back into that a little bit, just throwing nice and easy. And then you're going to ask him to try to ramp up back to 99 and 100 miles an hour again. Like, I don't think we can say that's a foregone conclusion that he will be back throwing where he was prior to the injury. So, John, to answer your question, yes. I don't know that we need to go find a high-end reliever on the free agent market, but we do need to look into replacing Felix Bautista, at least in the near future. And then if he is okay, that's just a blessing. I think you have to proceed as if he's not back for next year.
Yeah, I think so too. And a couple years back, I would have said, if this had happened, we'll just shove Cano into that closer role. But he has not been the Cano of the All-Star years. I don't know what is up with him. And then I looked when I saw that, when you sent me that, or sent us that, Jason, I went and looked to see, who is on the market. And there's not much out there. There's Edwin Diaz from the Mets. So you're going to bring Timmy Trumpet or whatever his name is, in. But that's the only successful closer who's on the market this offseason. So, are you going to have to roll with a closer by committee? Are you going to have to, hope that somebody in your farm system ends up, moving from starter to closer and then finding success or something like that? So
Well, I thought Ryan Helsley was also available. I thought he was
is
a
he?
free agent.
Maybe he
this
is.
year.
Maybe he is.
But
Maybe I skipped over that.
but I mean, I agree with you, John. Like it's the way that this is going to pan out. It's like Cano to me is not a closer, and it's not because he's not an effective pitcher. It's because he doesn't miss bats. He doesn't miss bats like that. He's a ground ball guy. Like Cano, when you have that runner on second base in extra innings, you don't want Cano to come in because he's a ground ball guy first. And yes, he'll get the occasional strikeout, but that's not what he does. You need a guy that can get in there and strike people out. And the first thought that comes to my mind, two guys, Tyler Wells and McDermott, would be the guys that I would think that they would go right away and start going down that road. I don't know, Mike. It's to me, there's so many things. Like the team you can see right now, offensively, isn't too far away. I still think they're a bat or two away from what they need to do to be a dominant team, and we've talked about that. I think all the real pitching help needs to happen on the front end. And that's where they need to go get these guys. That's where they need to either get through trade or whatnot. But as far as relievers, I'm still a big advocate of trying to find somebody from within, Mike.
I mean, I agree with you, Jay. I think I worry about we've had a uptick in starting pitching. If you look at the stats, since July 26th, the Orioles lead the majors with a 3.25 ERA. I mean, and it says since August 1st, the Orioles starting pitching leads the MLB with a 2.26 ERA. Now, we know our starting pitching has been good, but does that lull Mike Elias into a false sense of security when it comes to the pitching that we have on our staff currently and not allow him to be aggressive then because he thinks we already have these? Does he make the same mistake again? That's the question. The second thing is with relief pitching, we've seen this before too, because Bautista went down with an injury before and they brought in the flying wing fella, Craig Kimbrell, to replace him, knowing that a little bit different, knowing that eventually, hopefully Bautista would be back, but the injury wasn't, it's similar severity, if not worse this time around. So are they just going to find an Aroldis Chapman, I think, is a free agent next year? Is that a similar comp to what Craig Kimbrell was? Obviously, I think he throws a little bit harder than Kimbrell does now still currently, but is that what they do? What I would like to see them personally do in this situation is grab somebody like that, at least one guy like that. And then, like you said, Jason, look at the internal options on some of these starting pitchers that maybe aren't going to pan out long-term, maybe as a starter, but really have great stuff. John, when it comes to like a Cano type, he's more of a ground ball pitcher. Like I want to see a strikeout pitcher in the back end and in the ninth inning. I want to see a guy who can get outs with runners on base, especially you think about now with the extra inning rule where you're putting a guy on second base. Like you want a guy who can strike people out. So that's what I would do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think bringing in like an Aroldis Chapman or a Kenley Jansen or even a David Robertson or somebody like that to just, again, hope you could, because like that was the whole goal with Kimbrell last year, was just bringing him in, hoping he had, 1 year left in his arm that he could, do something for us. But I think a Kenley Jansen or even a Aroldis Chapman, you get him in here just for the year, or even half the year or whatever you can get rest out of them, and just pray to God that we get some starting pitching so that, our bullpen doesn't get depleted. And then, we find a guy. I mean, a lot of your closers, were just washed up starters who, they had a couple good pitches and I mean, Mariano Rivera was a starter until they figured out that he had one pitch and one pitch alone. And then look how he did. So I think I'm not like overly worried, but I just don't think they can ever hope Bautista is going to come back. I just think it's too big of an injury.
I could not disagree anymore with you, John. I am not interested in Kenley Jansen. I am not interested in David Robertson. Any of these guys. These guys are closer to 40 than they are 37. So it's like I think you can commit to a younger group. And then if you want to bring in like Dietrich Enns, you're going to have him next year. He could be your emergency guy. Like, hey, look, things aren't working out. I need somebody like that. I mean, right now he's like their long relief / closer / like, I mean, I like what Manzolino does. He's not matching up as much, like overly matching up, where it's like you get a guy for 3 batters and you don't see him for 2 days. Like it's a lot different. And I don't know if Manzolino's going to be back or not. That's a whole different story for a different day. But as far as what I mean, if they want to go out and get a closer that's relatively young, that's out there, that's perfectly fine. If they want to promote from within, I think that's most likely. But again, a lot of this is going to be determined upon what they do in the offseason to see what type of contenders they are. Because if they bring back the majority of this team, I mean, we're having these same conversations next year. But right now they are they winners of their 5 of their last 6, I believe. And they won 2 in a row or 3 in a row. And they just swept Boston in the 2-game series. So things are looking up. I don't know. Like, I know John thinks they're going to be 4-2 after Houston. I mean, why not 5-1, 6-0? I mean, what did I say? 2-4. Okay. Well, I guess they could get swept. But I'm hoping not. Yeah. So, I mean, is there anything else you wanted to touch on with the O's, Mike?
I mean, I think I really enjoy watching the young guys play. Hopefully this is what we see heading into next year, and they supplement it with a couple veteran bats. Some of these relievers, you're kind of getting to see what they are. The Geraldo fella, I'm not so sure about him. He's kind of scaring me a little bit. I like Dietrich Enns, Jason. I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more about Dietrich Enns. He seems like he's been more consistent. A lot of the guys are hit and miss. So we want to find consistency in those bullpen arms, and that's what I'm looking for here over the last couple of months. And can we sustain what the starting pitching is doing? Because it's been really fun to watch here recently.
Yeah, that's funny because that was something else I wanted to mention. I'm glad you brought that up. But speaking of keyboard cowboys, like just watching Facebook and different comments from people that are like upset at them blowing the lead yesterday and stuff. I'm like, guys, do you remember how you wanted all the relievers to get traded? Well, that happened. So this is who we have. Okay. We have a guy named Humberto Hidalgo Hidabi. I don't know his name, but he did not perform. He did not perform up to par. He looked overmatched. He did not look. He looked like he was a mess. Do you guys remember years ago when Strope faced the Yankees at Camden Yards? And I thought the man, if he could have, would have just like crawled under one of the bases. He was so intimidated. That's what I felt like happened last night in Boston. And as soon as Lowe hit the home run, I was like, oh yeah. I mean, duh. But there's some bright spots. At least it'll be fun to watch, whether they win 6 in a row, whether they lose a bunch less. I mean, I have a feeling though, Elias probably isn't happy with the winning. I can tell you that, as they want the draft picks, but I'm happy with the winning. I think it's exciting.
John, quick question for you. A lot of O's fans on Sports Talk Radio and even some of the hosts yesterday were upset because Samuel Basallo didn't get the start. And Mountcastle was in there, and it wasn't a matchup issue. What's your thought on that?
Well, I just think that they're not going to put too much stress on him in the last 2 months of the season. They're gonna play him, 2 games, sit him for a game. They figured, you know what, he'll have the day off today, so you'll give him a couple things, and gives him an opportunity to continue to learn, continue to adjust, continue to watch, how major leaguers do it and things without having to, again, drop him in there and expect him to be performing every day right now. He can learn, he can grow, he can become a better big league baseball player by watching these other guys. And by, and then he ended up getting in the game in the 10th inning, I think. And he, I don't know. I had the stats in front of me and then I clicked out of it.
Yeah. The game winning.
Yeah, the game winning hit, buddy.
It wasn't a hit.
So it wasn't a hit.
Right, fielder's choice. Right, fielder's choice. So
swinging bunt, if you will.
I'm not worried about it. I think it's what they're going to do. I think he's going to play 4 or 5 days a week, and he'll sit. He's not going to catch back-to-backs, obviously. So I'm happy with the way that they're bringing both he and Beavers into the lineup.
So I like what Tony Manzolino said his reasoning was, but I don't believe him, and I think he's a dirty liar. But what he said sounded terrific. He said he wanted him to take a step back because they rushed him there to Houston. And then he flew from Houston to Boston, played in 2 straight games, had success in both games, but wanted to give him a break to be able to look from the bench, to watch the game and to study and to talk to the other guys. And I get that. I like that. But the real reason is you do have to keep him under 130 at bats for him to be able to qualify to be the rookie of the year next year so that they get that draft pick compensation. So him and Beavers are both, but now those are at bats. Those are not plate appearances. Both of those guys walk a little bit. So I don't know. What happens, Mike, if these guys go on? Like, God forbid, what if they win 13 out of their next 15 games and things start getting interesting? Because they're not beating like teams that aren't making the playoffs. All the teams that they're beating right now are playoff contenders.
They've been excellent. I mean, they've been really good the last couple of weeks, and I mean the last week or so. But overall, they've been hanging with all these teams. There's nobody who I think that the Orioles can't hang with right now, especially with the starting pitching the way that it is. It keeps you in every ball game, and I don't think it's going to be a problem, Jason, just because there's going to be rest days. They would have to literally max out every single possible at bat to freaking like get whatever they need to be over a threshold to not be rookie of the year next year. They're not going to get that number of at bats. And if they get close, believe me, they're not getting those at bats. Now, are you saying they make a postseason run? And I don't know, does that count towards those at bats?
I don't know. I was just saying, I was more along saying like, because do you just give up? No, you don't just give up. I mean, the people are going to freak, like in Baltimore would riot. Like it would go nuts. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Like this isn't like they've done this before. Like Gunnar got like 129 at bats and then they pulled him. I mean, I actually think the rule is really stupid. Like I don't like that it has to do this, that teams have to finagle it. Like I really wish there was a way to do it because these young guys are the ones that are going to suffer. Because if I had my way, those guys would be up here getting as many at bats as possible, and it wouldn't matter. Sure, look, they haven't even played a quarter of the season. It doesn't matter how many at bats they're going to get. You know, if you play less than 50 games, you should be able to get the rookie of the year next year, but you should not be eligible for the rookie of the year the current year. They should do something like that.
The postseason at bats, I just looked it up, do not count toward the threshold. So
perfect.
It's just 130 at bats, 50 innings pitched, or 45 days on the active roster.
Perfect. Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, Mike, they monitor those things so closely. I'm sure it'll, because look, if you have 2 guys that are vying for the rookie of the year next year, it just increases your chances. I do think you get credit for if you finish in the top 3 too. You get something in the international draft, I believe. So if they both finish up there and battle each other next year, I mean, we'll see. I've been very impressed by him. It's a lot of fun. So I hope for that to continue. But to move along, I really don't have a lot on the Ravens. The main thing was the Lamar thing. I did notice the Ravens said that or Lamar did leave practice 40 minutes early, and somebody saw him shaking his wrist after a hit. I mean, isn't he wearing the red jersey? Like, what the hell? Like, guys. But then the Ravens came out and said that someone stepped on his foot. So they were letting him leave early before any other nonsense happened. So that's what I've heard. That's all I've heard. I don't know have you guys heard anything else on Sports Talk down there? Anything? No? Okay.
No, there's been nothing. I looked at Twitter and I went through like Adam Schefter and all those guys, and there's nothing. It seems like it was just a precaution thing. Might get his ankle taped up a little bit more tomorrow. You know, I mean, he's not playing against the Commanders. So, I mean, he's got 3 weeks to rest before the first game anyway.
Yeah, and look, they play the Commanders this week. I mean, I've seen all I need to see during the preseason, guys. I really have. Like, I'm sure the position battles will work themselves out. I hate preseason if I haven't mentioned that before. I want it to go away. And I want them to be put in like bubble wrap until the first week of the season. That's how I feel.
Let me ask you guys something. I was just reading you guys have the Ravens app? Do you read the articles on there?
Occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yes.
So they were saying we could have 3 undrafted rookies on make this 53-man roster. What do you? I think it could happen. I looked at who they thought it was. The linebacker and two defensive backs.
Do they have names, or is this?
Yeah,
just,
well, they have names, of course. I think.
I
I'll
think
pull the article. What do you guys think? You think that's a possibility? We get 3 undrafted players making this roster.
I'd have to remember. Like, to be honest with you, like
Higgins was one, the outside linebacker. And there was a guy they were saying would take Darius Washington's spot, and then kind of a 6th cornerback.
Well, definitely Higgins. I mean, Higgins has as good a shot as most. I mean, he might even start alongside Roquan. I mean, or at least play a ton. Are you talking about the safety? Is that the other guy you were referring to?
Yeah, there was a safety and a cornerback. I'm sorry.
Who was the safety, Mike? I can't remember. Who was the safety that had a really good game last game?
Yes.
I think that's who.
Starts with an L. Starts with an L.
Lowry is his last name.
Yes.
Is it?
He performed well, and he might be taking Bo Braid's spot. That's what it kind of sounds like. Bo is he was good early and has kind of taken a back seat to Lowry throughout the course of training camp. I wouldn't be surprised to see that happen if Lowry and Higgins made the team.
Martin's the other one.
Okay, I would say Keon Martin is more likely going to be a practice squad guy. But if I was to guess now, that's what I would say. Those two guys have a good shot just because of injuries and just the performance of Trenton Simpson. I think Higgins has really stepped up in that space. So I would say the Martin guy, maybe he's a practice squad stash.
Yeah, I mean, and John, that's all irrelevant. Like, I don't care if you were drafted or not drafted. Like, I mean, if you can play, they'll find room for him. And the Ravens, they're very equal opportunistic with all of that. It's, I mean, like they have that streak of a player every single year. And I mean, where there's teams like the Bengals and other teams that they only care about the people they're paying and have those contracts. It's like, we want the talent. And there's a lot of teams out there like that. Andy Reid's like that. The Texans are like that. They don't care where you were drafted or who. They're playing the best guys.
That's a good point, Jason. But also think, if you have a regular draft, you have 7 rounds and 7 picks. Then you can bring 15 guys in that weren't drafted from all these still either no-name colleges or community college or even big-name colleges that just didn't get picked. And you have this pool of players. Why would you not supplement your draft with that group of players? And how could there not be a couple that get left out when you only have that many picks? Like it just makes too much sense.
And not only that though, like don't get comfortable with these guys on the practice squad because a couple of them might get plucked by other teams because other teams are watching too. And they know how the Ravens are and what they look for. So, I mean, just as good as our scouting is, there's other teams that are paying attention too. So, okay. So, I did want to mention that our first ever fantasy football league, Dad Bod's Crab Cakes and Sports Fantasy Football Fiesta will be happening. We now have 12 teams, so we are full for this year. I do appreciate everybody's interest. I will be sending an email out here in the next couple days, and then we'll pick a draft. I'll have a draft date figured out, and we'll be good to go. And then we can all see if John will be the new champion of the world. So, okay. Next, Mike, do you have?
Can I hold on? Hold on, fantasy champ. I want you to prove your mettle here for a second. Because I have a few rapid fire questions. Can we do that now since we're talking fantasy football?
Yeah. Are these like real rapid fire or do you?
I mean, you might take
a rapid fire.
It really just depends on you. It's your
like
answers
that are
going to depend on how rapid this is. What's that, John?
Like me running the bases rapid or like Usain Bolt running the bases rapid?
Can you run 27 miles an hour like Usain Bolt?
Absolutely not.
Okay. So we're probably somewhere in between. All right. Here's the question. Number 1, Jason. Rookie running back with the highest upside. Go.
Oh, Genty. Hands down.
Okay.
I mean, he's got a chance to finish, I mean, as the number 1 overall running back. I mean, it wouldn't be out of the question.
Veteran wide receiver with a new team that is a great fit now that maybe he's past someone else's radar?
Oh crap! You know, oh
Hopkins.
man, fantasy wise or football? Football
Yes.
wise, that's a good
Well,
move.
no,
But
No, no, I'm talking
fantasy-wise.
fantasy football, and
No,
not just
I'm
your
talking-
fantasies, John.
No, I'm talking fantasy football. Because he's
No.
going to be getting the 5th cornerback on him.
Devontae Adams, hands down. I mean, he's a top 3 round guy, for sure. He's going to be the. He just hasn't lost anything yet, and yeah, I mean that would be my pick. With the
How do you
Rams.
feel about Cooper Kupp or Stephon Diggs or any of those guys? You think any of those guys are going to pan out?
I don't feel.
Okay, you have no feelings. All right,
No.
teaming. I need you to do something for me. A lot of times we talk about picking quarterback, not at the top of the draft, but somewhere in the middle. And a lot of times I think you go for maybe 2 mid kind of level quarterbacks. I'm asking you to partner 2 solid mid-level quarterbacks for me for my draft.
Justin Fields and Drake May.
Okay.
And I say Justin Fields very, very loosely. Like I wouldn't take Justin Fields if you wouldn't have said pair 2 together. Because like theoretically, I mean, once you get past, so I've done a lot of mock drafts just to kind of see, and like some people say they don't help, but it lets you know kind of in what range within a couple rounds people are going. And I don't really start looking at the quarterbacks until like around 10 or 11, and Purdy's still there, which would be, so if you really want to answer, Purdy and Drake May. But I
He's
think
pretty good.
Yeah.
Just
I'll
saying.
tell you. Or here's a good one, Dak and Drake May. But I mean, if you get them both, I think it's overkill to get them both, unless you're in a super flex league, you know. But there are like, if you wanted to take Cam Ward, but you don't, guys, you don't have to draft him because he'll still be there because no one should draft him. But someone might pick him up during the season.
Maybe unless you're in a keeper league, I assume, and
Right.
I assume he's very drafted in that one. All right. All right. Here's the question, Jason. You ready? Lamar, Josh, Joe, or Patrick? Who do I draft?
Oh, I mean, my
Joe
heart says
Flacco
Lamar.
or Joe Burrow?
Stop speaking. Stop
The
speaking.
Joe that's good
Stop.
at football still. Yeah.
You know what, John? You're in timeout. I've muted you. Okay. So Hart says Lamar because he's the highest scoring fantasy player last year. Him or Josh Allen. The other two aren't even in the conversation. I will not get either one of them because I do not draft quarterbacks that early. But I have a lot of Lamar and a lot of Josh Allen in Dynasty super flex leagues. So gun to head, I say Lamar, but close your eyes and pick one.
What about okay? I'm just trusting you. I'm not even gonna ask. But like Josh has a propensity to score some goal line touchdowns where Lamar doesn't always get those goal line touchdowns. So if I had my say, I would say in real life I take Lamar, but in fantasy I would take Josh Allen. All right. But no one's asking me because I don't win these leagues. Next one. Kelsey, Kittle, or Andrews if you need a veteran tight end.
Kittle, hands down. Kittle is the third best tight end off the board. Very easily after McBride. Well, after Bowers and McBride, then it's Kittle. I have where Kelsey's going is still within the 9, 10 rounds. And I'm not interested in taking a tight end that early unless something happens and I can get Bowers in the third and I'll jump on it. But I usually will draft tight end later. But Andrews is one that I am very intrigued by. So in the order of Kittle, Andrews, Kelsey. And I'll probably be wrong, and Kelsey will have a good game.
He's going to have one last hurrah where he has a giant fantasy season like an Antonio Gates style season.
Right.
All right, last one. It's also another tight end question. I want you to rank these young tight ends 1 through 5. Okay, here they are. And you already talked a little bit about a couple of these guys. Colston Loveland, Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, Laporta, and Dalton Kincaid.
Bowers, McBride. Who are the other 3.
Kincaid, Loveland, and Laporta.
Laporta, Loveland, Kincaid.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like Loveland a lot. And everyone says there's a lot of mouths to feed out there. But the one thing you want to remember when you have a young quarterback, they like to rely on their tight ends a lot. Where Josh Allen, I mean, there was a lot of hoopla about Kincaid coming out. It just hasn't come to fruition yet. But that doesn't mean it won't. But yeah, and then Laporta, they say with the offense this year, like new offensive coordinator, they may not have him involved, but then I keep hearing that they love him out there. So that would be my order at least.
Well, I appreciate this fancy advice. Remember, La Porta is Spanish for the Porta. So he'll be
correct.
very good at portaing. So Jason, thanks for bestowing your wisdom upon all of our listeners.
Correct. And listen, everyone, please don't get upset if something happens. And like somebody texted me last year asking me if they should start Bo Nix or somebody, and I told him, yeah, go ahead and start Bo Nix. It did not. What? No bueno. And I'm like, the 1 week I'm like, sorry, just so you know, I wouldn't have picked him up in the first place, but that's just me. Okay. John, you have our ballpark figures this evening. So Mike and I get to play together. And you
Yes,
don't
I
get
have
to make me kill myself.
I'll
I
stop
have a
playing by
very-
myself. It'll be great.
Ha.
Well, I have a very interesting category for you gentlemen.
Oh, terrific.
This is a
John.
football, an American NFL football statistics category.
Oh boy.
Most career rushing yards by a wide receiver.
By a
Most
wide
career
receiver, huh?
rushing yards by a wide receiver.
Mike, you think
So-
Debo's on that list, or
We
is that
need
just
end around fellas, Jason. We need end around fellas. Debo's a good one. I like that.
Debo?
Debo is number 3.
Oh God, this is
Wow.
gonna be terrible, Mike.
I gotta really start racking my brain here for receiver. And John, you'll have to tell us if the guys we're saying are listed as receivers, because I think sometimes there's a gray area.
It doesn't tell me on this list. It's just I have to click on them.
Who is the guy that was in Carolina and then went to the Redskins last year?
Curtis Samuel?
Curtis Samuel. He's an end around guy, but I don't know. Maybe not.
He is.
That might be a stretch.
Is
How
that
about
an
T.O.?
answer?
Does he have rushing yards?
Is Curtis Samuel an answer?
Curtis Samuel is a running back.
My list.
John. Oh no, John. Curtis Samuel is a Hall of Fame running back from the Jets.
No, that's Curtis Martin. Curtis Samuel is a receiver.
My God.
He's a
All
receiver.
right. Okay, we'll say Curtis Samuel.
Jason,
now you got me all
messed
jacked
this
up. You got
Yes,
me all
Curtis
messed
Samuel,
up, John.
Curtis Samuel is number 10.
Hey,
This
good
is
job,
terrible.
Jason.
All right.
Man, this is hard, John.
There's a
This is
couple
hard.
old guys. I'll just tell you this. There's a couple old guys on this list. One from Baltimore, and then a bunch of like recent players.
Baltimore.
What do you mean by
Yes.
recent, John? Like
Ravens
recent
or
within the
Colts?
last 20 or
Colts,
30 years?
Colts. So the last like 15 years. Two from the Vikings, one from the Browns, one from Miami, one from the Baltimore Colts, then one that nobody's going to get from the New York Football Giants, and then one from the
How about
Jets.
Tyreek Hill, Jason? Do you think he's
Yeah,
got
I was
some
going to
rushing
say
yards?
that. I was going to say Tyreek.
Yes, Tyreek Hill is on our list. Tyreek Hill is number 7 with 819 yards.
Mike, if he's saying Colts, do you think? What about Lenny Moore?
That name had popped into my head too.
Lenny Moore, John.
Absolutely. Lenny Moore,
Oh,
number 2 on that list with 1,158 yards.
Okay, so
He said 2 Vikings, Jason. Is one of them Randy Moss or is one of them
I was thinking Chris Carter.
Chris
but
Carter? Yeah, those are the
he's
2 that came to head.
fast. It's not fast.
Justin Jefferson, but he's I don't know that he gets the ball a lot on the ground.
Not I wouldn't think.
Well, they started.
No. Who's the
about
guy
Diggs?
that played? No. Hold on. Who's that Vikings player? Cordell Patterson?
Cordero Patterson, yeah. Was he a
Cordero
receiver though, or is
Patterson.
he a running back?
He was a receiver. He came into the league
As
a
long as they
receiver.
list him as a receiver, that's one we should pick for sure.
Is
Yes,
he on there, John?
Cordell Patterson is number 4 on that list with 1,017.
Is he considered a Viking or no?
He started his career with the Vikings. I think he was with the Vikings the longest before he went to the Falcons. And
So he's on
whoever
that
else.
list as a Viking, and you said there were
Yes.
2 of them.
Yes, yep, he's on there as a
Okay.
Viking. So there's a Cowboy, a Cowboy, a Jet, a Viking, a Dolphin, and a Brown, and a Giant.
Mike, what about Michael Irving? Did he do end of
That's
rounds?
when he
Did
said Cowboy Irvin's the guy who came to my head.
Or no, yeah.
Michael
played this-
Irving, John?
No, he played.
Oh.
This guy played for the Rams and the Cowboys, mainly for the I remember from the Cowboys.
Oh,
Rams.
Rams and
Oh,
Cowboys.
not Isaac Bruce. Is it Isaac Bruce?
No, he didn't play for the Cowboys, did he?
I thought he did at the tail end. Maybe not.
Bruce, Torrey Holt, Azahir
Tavon Austin? Is he considered a
Yes,
receiver?
Tavon Austin. We're going with that guy.
Yes, Tavon Austin is number 1 on this list with
job.
1,361 yards.
Do you see how this is working, John? Do you see how we're working in beautiful harmony?
I
I
tried
don't
to work
believe
in
him
harmony
at
with you,
all.
and then you put all my stuff in the back pocket, and then you don't take it out of the pocket like the 49ers last
Well,
week.
Well, because you start yelling out names and they're all wrong.
You have
All
like
right, so how many-
diarrhea of the mouth when it comes to like
Right.
yelling names.
All right, so
Okay,
who else?
so
we
you
got?
have the first.
What else?
So you have Tavon Austin number 1, Lenny Moore number 2, Debo Samuel 3, Cordero Patterson 4, and then you had Curtis Samuel number 10,
We had Tyreek Hill too. Is he on
and
there
Tyreek
still?
Hill number 7. Thank you. So you have 6. So there's 2 you probably won't get because I didn't know who they were until I clicked on them. But then there's 2 who you should get. 1 Viking, 1 Brown. Well, I knew him on the Browns, and then 1 Jet, and then 1 like really old guy from the Giants, like in our grandparents' age.
All right.
How old was the Jet? Like how long ago? 80s,
How
90s,
long ago?
2000s.
He was born in '83. He
Oh, he's
played.
my
Okay.
age.
He played for the Jets, Eagles, and Bills.
Oh, is it James Thrash? No. He was that kind of guy though. He wasn't a Jet though. Who was a Jet?
When was his last year? Like how long ago did he play? Eagles.
Hmm.
So this is where I screw up when I start trying to think of players from certain teams. This is where I lose it.
He was drafted in the 4th round in 2006.
Okay. By
He
who?
played for the Jets. His last game played was in 2013.
Okay. So 7-year career.
Played football at Missouri. He was a quarterback at
some
Missouri.
Jets. Oh,
That
he was
just
a cornerback or quarterback?
Quarter.
Oh,
Oh. Did he also return kicks for them? He did.
I
This is
think
the
he
guy-
did. That's how I.
this
That's
is
how I
guy
knew the name.
Who was the coach we had here? Rex Ryan. He had him. What is his name? Is his first name Brad? Brad? Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah, he was like a 3rd-string quarterback, Mike. He did play receiver, but it was only to do end arounds, and he returned kicks. He was actually I think he might have made special teams Pro Bowls.
I think he made the Pro. Yeah, I think he made the Pro Bowl in like 09 or something.
Oh
a
man,
kick
that's hard
returner or
because I know.
something.
I think I know who you mean though. But I can't
What's it?
come up.
What's
with
his first name, John?
You already said it.
You could. Oh, it is Brad.
Yes.
Brad Young. Brad.
Same last name as a Hall of Fame defensive end from the Buffalo Bills.
Thomas.
Smith?
No.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Brad Smith.
Brad
Smith.
Smith. See, I don't even. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's what it says.
All right.
This list says.
Perfect.
Okay.
I wouldn't have got that. Good job, Jason.
Okay, so you're missing. So you got the first 5. You're missing 6, 8, and 9. 6
And
is
what-
another Viking. 8 is a Brown, and 9 is somebody that I had no idea he was from the 1930s and 1940s.
Okay, so the Vikings. I mean, present.
He also
past.
also Seahawks.
Wait, the guys that were on the Vikings?
The Vikings guy played for the Vikings and the Seahawks.
Oh. Who is that?
Wasn't Moss? Wasn't Carter?
It was recent. It was within like the last 10 years.
Yeah. He returned kicks too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Gosh.
He's not playing anymore, though, right?
No, I he's retired.
Naylor? No.
No.
His
Oh.
first name.
Rhymes with
No, yeah. No, the Vikings and the Bills. I'm sorry. I got mixed up with the Seahawks.
That's very
Okay, well that
confusing
that
now.
changes a couple
That's
things.
not the guy I
Hold
was
on.
thinking of.
He won
though.
the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Oh, starts with a P.
Yes.
Mike. Last name starts with a P.
No, first name starts with a P.
Starts what?
First name starts with a P. Rhymes with Mercy. Mercy
Percy
Carvin.
Harvin.
Percy Harvin.
Percy
Oh my
Harvin.
Yes.
Yeah. See, it said start with a P.
He was a Seahawk too at some point, wasn't he?
Yes, that's what I thought.
Oh my God, John, you're killing me from this side now. Yeah.
Are you using a site that's called like footballthings.org / maybe right?
No,
What?
no.
Does it
it's
rhyme
stat-
with Schmickamedia?
It rhymes with yes. Wikipedia. No, this is I've checked this. This just had a better list because you could actually click on the players. The other list wasn't. So there's one guy from the Browns and one guy that you won't get. I'll just give you number 9 is Joe Morrison. He played for the Giants in the 30s and 40s.
Okay.
So the other guy you would
Browns?
probably know from the Browns.
Who else do you play with?
Browns, Colts, and Jets. He made 3 Pro Bowls, and he had over 1,000. Let's see, in his career, he had over 1,000 receiving yards, 2,000 punt return yards, and 13,000 kick return yards. He was selected to 3 Pro Bowls.
What era did he play in? Like the 90s?
Recent within the last 15 years
Oh, Mike.
or 20 years.
You got who think kick returners? Who was returning kicks for the Browns recently?
I blocked out the Browns.
Yeah, I'm having trouble recalling names at the moment.
Same name as your son. First name is the same as your son. Michael.
Which one of us? We have
Mike.
two.
Mike.
We each have
Yours.
Josh Cribbs. Josh Cribbs.
Yes.
Yay! Well done, Mike. Holy crap. That's impressive. All right, so we got them all?
Yeah, that's all of them. The only one you didn't get was this guy from the
fantastic.
30s. So so then after that is I don't know who Johnny Robinson is. Then it goes Jerry Rice is 12. And then you start getting to guys Ty Montgomery, Robert Woods, Andre Reed, Joey Galloway, Teddy Ginn Jr., Deshaun Jackson, Antoine Randall L. And then guys like that starting down the end of the list.
John, well done. I liked it. It was
Good job, guys.
That was
complicated.
different.
It was,
That was fun.
you know.
Yeah, I was
That's
trying to
funny.
find something a little difficult, little fun, and besides that guy from the Giants in the 30s, you got most of them.
Yay. All right. Well, this will bring us to our last segment as we're going to try to wrap things up a little earlier tonight than normal. But everyone's favorite game show that has overtaken the nation, Michael. And you will be the host. John, do you have the Muzak for us? All right. It is Dad Bod Sports.
it's being played by the handbell choir at the Lutheran church. It's so
I love it. All right. What you got for us, Mike?
Well, I've got everybody's favorite sports game show, Dad Bod Sports Jeopardy. In this game, we have 3 categories, and each clue is 100, 500, or 1,000. We'll see who totals the most points, and we'll have a final Jeopardy question that you may wager if you are in the positive. Okay? So today's categories, I had a little fun with the alphabet. So the first one is Z Ravens. Z Ravens. So it's Z, last named Ravens. All right?
Oh God.
Oh God.
Second category is a basketball terp. So it has to be a terp player that had the letter A in their last name. A basketball terp. And then if you haven't caught on to the theme yet, O, 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 O. An Orioles player that had the letter O in their last name. So those are the categories for tonight's Dad Bod Jeopardy.
Wow, this sounds very tough.
Well, I was a little disappointed in my own performance and also in the questions, so I had to go hard this week. So here we
yes, I figured. Gosh darn it.
go. I really am
Who's
more
on John?
disappointed in myself than anything else, but
All right. Well,
I'm
John
taking my
gets to go
frustration
first.
out on you boys. John,
All right,
you're up.
let's go O's. O's.
All
we
right,
go.
for what?
For 1,000. Let's start it off
Ooh.
hot. Let's start it
Go
off
big or
hot.
go home.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what I say.
This catcher and longtime MLB manager was an O's backstop between 1970 and 1972 before later becoming their manager.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
This is
Jason,
Jason,
Johnny Oates.
that is correct. 1,000
oh
points to
man,
you.
I knew. I yeah.
Just kidding, John. I wasn't nervous at all. You suck.
You have control of the board, Jason.
I'm gonna bring her down, John, to a hundo in the same category.
What's that category, Jason?
The O.
That's it. That was a good Baltimore accent, too. All right. For 100, this relief pitcher with an unorthodox delivery pitched key innings for the O's in their renaissance from 2012 to 2018.
Jason,
Jason,
Darren O'Day.
that is correct.
You are correct. Okay. 5 hundo, please. For the same category. Oh.
All right. This right fielder, known for his strong arm, donned an O's jersey from 1988 to 1992.
Jason.
John.
It was
Jason.
Jason. Joe
It was
Orslak.
Jason first. And was recently elected into the O's Hall of Fame. Yes, Joe Orslak is correct. Jason has swept that category, and John is hiding under a rug. Jason,
Suck
you're
it,
up.
Lance Craner. Suck it.
I
Okay.
raised my hand. I said John before Jason, but Mike didn't hear me.
All right. Let's
Likely
do
story.
This game
the
is rigged.
Ravens. The Ravens for 100, please.
That's it. There's the accent. For 100. This Notre Dame defensive back packed a punch
Jason.
for the Ravens.
Tom
Go ahead.
Zibikowski. And yes, he was a boxer. I'm assuming that's where you're going with that.
After being drafted in the 3rd round of the 2008 NFL draft. Yes, Tom Zibikowski is correct.
All right.
Let me use my clever wordplay and let me finish my clue.
I had to be quick. I hope you
I
didn't
know.
do a trickery like I did. I'll find out soon.
Can
Okay.
Jason sweep all the questions? This would be the first time ever in Dad Bod Jeopardy history.
We're not even halfway there yet. Okay, hold
It's
on.
possible.
It's
Perfect
happening.
Can't talk about it.
500.
This center came over from the Bucks to solidify the offensive line, starting 45 games between 2014 and 2016 for the Ravens. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm drawing a blank, Mike. I have a complete
Jeremy
blank.
Zuta. Jeremy Zuta.
Ah, I did not
Oh.
like him. All right. That was for 500. I will do 1,000, please.
This punter from Ohio University had a 67-yard punt for the Ravens in 2003.
Oh, I know it off the top of my head. I mean, it's on the tip of my tongue.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, this is gonna frustrate me. Go ahead,
Dave Zastadil.
Zastadil.
Oh yes, of course.
All right. Updates for the
Right.
score. Let's see. John has 0. Hey, you're at least you're not in the negatives, John.
He's not in the negative. He can participate in activities.
It is. Jason has 1,700. Okay.
All right, John.
So
You got to sweep this one, buddy. You got it.
a
Yeah.
basketball terp for 100, please.
Might not be your best category, John. That's all right. Here we go. 100.
No.
This 4-star guard from Wilmington, Delaware, started 110 games over 4 seasons as a Terp from 2018 to 2022, averaging 15 points per game as a junior and 14 points per game as a senior. He was a 2021 All Big Ten honorable mention.
Why am I having a hard time coming up?
Remember, your category's A, basketball Terp.
It's a last name, right?
Correct. 5,
Sucks.
4, 3, 2, 1. Doot, doot. Eric Ayala. Eric Ayala is the Terp we were looking for. If that was for 100, you boys are in trouble.
I am in trouble because you know what? I'm struggling trying to come up with any A's. Off the top of my head. This is terrible.
All
Go
right.
ahead, Mike.
500.
Yeah.
This 6'1 guard from Woodbridge, Virginia, was a member of the men's basketball team for 2 seasons, from 2012 to 2014. He played for both Mark Turgeon and Buzz Williams when he transferred for his remaining seasons of eligibility.
Oh, it's Virginia Tech. Oh, it's Well, why can I not come up with any for the day?
4, 3, 2.
This is embarrassing.
Boop, boop.
Mike?
You're right. He did go to Virginia Tech. It was Seth Allen.
That's
Allen.
right. He
All
was
right.
okay.
Uh,
All right.
If you were a betting person, I would take a bet on no one getting this right. But let's see if we can get it. Here we
Yeah, I would like to do that. For 1,000, please.
A senior on Maryland's 2012-2013 team, this 6'3" guard transferred from the University of Albany, and he averaged only 14 minutes per game, but shot a scorching 43% from beyond the arc, playing alongside future NBA players like Jake Layman and Alex Len.
This is the worst.
I'll be hosting next time.
5, 3, 2, 1. It is Logan Aaronholt. Logan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a name from the past. I'm sure it was a tough one to come up with.
All right.
All right.
Final
So,
Jeopardy it is. It's Jason.
what are our scores, Jason?
Jason has 1,700. John has the same amount of points that Mike has.
I'm doing good. All right. So, that's better than last week for me. MLB Alphabet Soup is your final Jeopardy category. We're going to stick with the alphabet. MLB Alphabet Soup.
Okay.
John, how much are you going to wager from your 0?
You can't
You
borrow
can
from the
wager up to
bank
Zeros.
account.
You can wager up to 500. I'm going to give you.
Okay, we'll
That's what they do in
500.
Jeopardy, right? They get you something.
Do they? I don't think he
No, I
can
don't
I
play.
think
so.
All right.
As long as
Because
he's
you're
not
going to give
negative,
him,
he can play.
I'm going to bet 0.
Okay. That's a good
Actually,
play on
I'm
your
going to
part.
bet.
All right.
I'm going to bet 1,100.
Oh, I like that. I hope that math works out. I'm not even keeping track. All right, here we
It
go.
does.
With 27 characters, this corner infielder / DH that debuted for the Reds in 2023, he currently plays for the Reds and has 6 home runs in 36 games, has the longest full name in league history, surpassing the Twins' Simeon Woods Richardson, who was a 2022 draft. Good luck.
Oh.
All right. Let's see those answers, boys. First, John, we will start with you.
I got nothing. Nada.
There is no player named. I got nothing, so you are incorrect. 0 points. That is a long name, though. Jason, we're going to head to you now.
Oh man. I didn't write anything down. I'm just still trying to think about it. I don't know.
I'm going to give you a hint. How about that? You're not getting points. I'll give you a hint. This guy also shares part of his hyphenated last name with another Major League Baseball player who played for the Reds and for the Blue Jays.
Oh, it's something Encarnacion, or is
Yep. His
can't
full
remember his
name
first
is
name though.
Christian Encarnacion
yeah.
Strand.
Strand. That's right.
He has the longest name in MLB history.
Yes, fabulous. I had him in fantasy last year. He did not do well.
He's only batting like 230 or 240. He's not doing great right now either. He's only played in, 36 games, so not great.
Oh boy. All right. Well, I stumbled my way to victory there.
Started out hot. You started out hot, Jason, but
did.
then I came in with
Terp.
a left hook from nowhere with the old a basketball terp.
I should have had Zastadol though. I felt that was.
I knew that one too after he said it.
Oh, that's good, John. I got it
I
right.
knew all the Orioles ones after you said it. I knew all the
When did
answers
the Ravens
after you
start
said
playing
it.
football? That's the question. When did the Ravens start playing real games?
Is it
That's what I
September
want to
11th?
know.
We should probably know this, fellas.
It's a Thursday night game against the Bills, right?
Tis.
It is.
I think it's September 11th.
I don't think you can
That's
say
ironic.
that over and over again. I'm not sure.
He's not saying bomb on a plane. He's just saying
I know.
September 11th.
No, it's September the 11th. It's a Thursday night.
Put
It's
some respect
September
on that date, please. Thank you.
My goodness.
All right.
All right, fellas. Well, that's all I got for this evening. You guys have anything else?
Nope.
Oh, somebody
right.
asked me a question. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
What's that thing on your hat?
What's on your hat? Oh, it's B.
It's a
It's the
bee.
Baltermer.
No. Nope. It is Bel Air. That's where I coach girls soccer. It's a high school. It looks a lot like the Brooklyn Dodgers or the Boston Red Sox. What's that?
Do you know Teddy Belcher?
I do not, but Teddy, that is what the B is.
Fantastic.
There we go. Hey,
All right.
thanks for joining us, everybody, tonight for Dad Bod's Crab Cakes and Sports. Hope you'll join us when we're back again this Sunday upcoming. And don't forget to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts, Red Circle, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, all the good things. While you're at it, please leave us a review. It helps us out. Give us 5 stars. We're trying to spread the good word about Baltimore sports far and wide. Be sure to follow us on social media, even though Jason hates social media, for behind-the-scenes action, memes, bad sports takes. You can find us at dadbods_crabcakes_sports on Instagram and at dadbods crab cakes and sports on our Facebook page. And crabcake_sport on the twatter or whatever it is that John said.
Twatsky.
Yeah. Have a question or topic you want us to cover, hit us up at dadbodscrabcakesandsports@gmail.com. You never know, we might just shout you out in our next episode. But until next time, eat crab cakes, watch sports, don't miss the game.
Adios.
Adios.
Sayonara.